Toward the end of our southwestern road trip, we spent a night and a couple of days in Bryce Canyon National Park. Did one of the most popular trails down into the Hoodoos, as shown on this map, from Sunset Point to Sunrise Point, and then down the Queen's Garden and back out the Navajo Trail. And here's a photograph of Amy and I as we're hiking along the Rim Trail from Sunset to Sunrise Point. We're heading down to do the Navajo Queen's Garden Loop, which is out there where, well, we started at Sunset Point behind me. We're walking along the rim first to Sunrise Point. Then we go down, and there's some trails down there. I don't know whether those are ours or not. Then we'll circle around. 3 miles total, I think it is, to Sunset Point somewhere back that way, about 100 yards. There's Sunset Point. We're standing on Sunrise Point, and we're going to hike down in there on the trail that those people are coming up, making from here, a U route back to Sunset Point. Way out there is canyon country. Kind of in the middle is Navajo Mountain, and we're standing on Sunset Point, but the Navajo Trail begins over at the other one, and the Queen's Garden Trail begins here, goes down and ends over at Sunset Point on the Navajo Trail. We're just above Queen's Garden, which that formation may have something to do with. And we can look up a long way we gotta go. Oh, it's less than 2 miles. Right there, I think, is Sunset Point, where we're going to. Amy's walking down to the doorway, we think, to Queen's Garden, through that door in the rock wall there, and on the other side, hopefully, Queen's Garden. Here's a still photograph of Amy going through the really neat tunnel through the wall. We make it to Queen's Garden, which is here. Have 1.4 miles to go, and up there is Queen Victoria, presiding over everything. And here's a still photograph of Queen Victoria. It looks maybe just a little like her. We're heading up, hoodoos all around, as the sun is actually starting to set a little. It's around 5 o'clock. As we get into the forested area, here's a beautiful western bluebird. We think this is called Wall Street. It's a really set of narrows. High up on the ridge, we're only less than a half a mile from Sunset Point.
It's a kind of funny place to right there say, be sure to wear hiking boots.
It's kind of like a cave here. All that massive rock above. And they've got stair steps to get us up to here from down there. And here's the crux, maybe, of this exit anyway. Innumerable switchbacks. There goes Amy. Lots of people coming and going. And we think we're going to the start of the trail somewhere right there, that observation place. Here's a still photograph of Amy climbing up those switchbacks and looking back down. It's crowded.
It's like an outdoor adventure group.
Going down, coming up.
Well,
What? This is looking at the switchbacks from the bottom, coming up. Should have counted them, but I didn't. And there's Amy.
Once again.
And right up there is, I think, the point where we're going, Sunset Point.
Grand Teton, I probably got 2 people in the car. No, I almost got out when the pool. I want to get closer, but I'm closer.
Grand Teton, sweet.
Toward the top, here's Amy going through another tunnel. Well, here's a little side trail that goes over to a point, and a tunnel through provides an incredible additional view. Not that we haven't seen.
And over to the left is.
Yeah, even better. Yeah. Jeez.
I'm just standing here looking around.
We started right here, went along the rim to Sunrise Point, then descended from Sunrise Point. You can see the trail maybe now and then. Made a big U. And then came up Wall Street, they call it, through a cave down there, almost in that really dark part. And then a dozen or more switchbacks. And then up to here. Scenery-wise, it doesn't get any better than this. Incredible views everywhere you look, and particularly if you hike down below the mesa here, in and among those hoodoos. You can see a lot of where we've been from this Fairyland viewpoint in Bryce Canyon. Grand Canyon is just off to the right behind that hill there. Bluff, and that area, the Bears Ears area is there. You can't really see. There's Navajo Mountain right there. And then the Aquarius Plateau, which is where Escalante is, the other side of that. And back to here, Bryce Canyon. Here's a telephoto view of Navajo Mountain, the sacred mountain to the Navajos way to the south. And we spent the night at Ruby's Inn, kind of an institution at Bryce Canyon. Had dinner and breakfast at the inn. The next day we did the 19-mile or so scenic drive through the park that has lots of scenic overlooks, including of this natural bridge. And we saw lots of these Shoei Goldeneye or rough mules here, I'm not sure. And we ended up at the end of the road doing the Bristlecone Pine Trail. We're doing the Bristlecone Pine Trail at the very far end of the scenic road in Bryce Canyon. Road ends here, but the color and scenery and hoodoos go on. We're doing this because along this trail are bristlecone pines up to 3,000 plus years. These are more like 2,000 years old, I think. Scenery's everywhere. Everywhere you look, way out there. It's the Grand Canyon off to the right there, I guess. Bluff out that way, and then Escalante, and now Zion and Bryce. What a place. And this trail, this is the only place we've seen bristlecone pines, but they're all over this little knoll here. Incredibly harsh place to grow. The winds are terrible. And looking that way is the main part of Bryce Canyon. Here's a still photograph of, I think, a bristlecone pine, and they can live up to 5,000 years. The forest fire is burned here and almost burned out to the point out there where the bristlecone pines are, but thankfully spared them. Douglas fir and a few ponderosas here. Interestingly, the Park Service is burning some of the understory, like right there, and leaving it fairly clean to reduce fire danger and insect problems, I guess. There's another good spot they burned. So, highest point in the park is that ridge there. See the road going up. The bristlecone pine forest is just on the other side of that. It's over 9,000 feet. Here's a very friendly raven. He didn't seem to be bothered with me taking pictures very close to him. Near Bryce Point. And this is basically below Sunset Point there somewhere, and Sunrise Point there, and where we hiked yesterday was down below and back up, maybe on that trail there, maybe that trail there. We're at Bryce Point with lots of our very best friends.
Like I said, this was a giant sea at one time.
We ended our stay at Bryce Canyon with a late lunch at this hot dog food truck, one of only 4 in the National Park system, I understand. And then we drove on to Zion National Park.